every single time. Every single time. So, what do we got on the agenda today? We have a Korean double feature. Basically, I have heard from recent videos that this movie I'm covering today has one of the most depressing, heartbreaking endings in existence, really. And so naturally, me being the sad boy that I am, I'm like, oh, gotta check that out. We have this place called Movie Trading Company in Texas. In Oklahoma, it's a vintage stock. I go into Movie Trading Company the other day, and naturally one person would be like, I'm going to rent it first, see if I want to add it to my collection, specifically my Criterion collection, because those can get a bit pricey. And it ends up being the last copy of said movie in stock. So I just blindly buy it. I don't know if I'll do this more often because, like I said, those Criterion movies can get pretty expensive. Talking like $25-$30 a pop, which might be cheap to some, expensive to others. It's all relative. And I buy this movie and I watch it expecting the most disappointing ending I've ever seen. And it's disappointing, all right, but not in the sense that I think one would expect it to be. And this is more of a testament to internet culture and how dramatic society can be, especially for clicks. I'm probably no much better, but it's what it is. And so you're probably wondering, Augie, what's the movie you're talking about? What's this big, horrid ending? But the movie I am talking about is called Memories of Murder. Now, a bunch of you have loved this movie. Have probably either just left my review out of hate and anger and resentment because I just spoke blasphemy on one of your favorite films, or you've never seen this movie, or maybe you're somewhere in between where you're like me, where you're just like, okay, yeah, he's speaking truth. He's speaking facts. So stupid. Memories of Murder. I am, again, probably going to speak blasphemy and say it's an okay movie. It's a procedural cop drama. And does it need to be anything more than that? No. Has internet culture hyped it up to be more than that? Absolutely. I thought I would be in love with this movie. I love crime dramas. I love crime thrillers. True Detective Season 1 is one of my favorite series of TV, period. It's so engrossing. You get so invested in the characters, and the characters are fun here. They're all different in their own way. But again, I really feel like I'm going to sound like such a film bro saying this. 7 set the bar for what a crime thriller drama should be. And everything after that, I've seen just a few this year. Memories of Murder, The Little Things with Denzel Washington and Rami Malek. They're just not up to that level at all. Even with Memories of Murder, I didn't feel too terribly invested in the characters. They're charismatic, they're fun, they're entertaining, but and maybe this is just a personal preference, I just did not feel too involved in the characters' lives. And so when a tragedy, I should say, occur at the end of it, I just felt indifferent. Spoiler alert, this movie is about the chase of these 3 cops trying to find this rapist murderer of these 4 women, one of which is a high schooler, which is probably the most disturbing part of the movie, and that's even about halfway through, not even the ending of it. And they keep finding suspects. They keep trying to collude with these suspects to say that the suspect did it, or they were a witness, or something that's not so by the books. And eventually they find this one guy, and he fits the profile to a T. I guess in South Korea, they don't have a government agency for DNA testing, so they send it over to FBI in America. And while they're awaiting the results, you have this hothead cop, not too different from Brad Pitt in 7, who basically gets fed up with the prime suspect, takes him to the railroad tracks, he's about to shoot him in the head, and his partner comes and is like, we got the results back. The FBI's like, basically results proved inconclusive. We don't know if he's the killer or not. The other partner is like, I can tell a pervert when I see one. Looks into his eyes, says, yeah, I got nothing on this guy. I can't tell if he's a pervert or not. They let the guy go. They're originally set in 1986. Fast forward to 2003. The one partner who said, I don't know if he's a pervert or not, is a juicer salesman, like a juice machine salesman. And he goes to the original spot where the first body was found, and a girl, I believe it might be his daughter, walks up to him and says, oh, there was a guy here kind of milling about, and he says, I was thinking about something I did a long time ago, to the girl. And there's this longing look into the camera, cut to black, movie's over. And in a society moment, have we become so desensitized to both crime dramas and really the crimes themselves that these movies that are supposed to be heartbreaking and heart-wrenching ultimately make us feel kind of indifferent? Have these crime movies, have these crimes been done so much that we're just like, killer got away? Are we so cynical? That's a heavy tangent. I digress. Back to my main point is this movie I would probably give a 3 out of 5. And again, I know I'm speaking blasphemy. I know this movie probably has a really big cult following. I'm not sure. But where there's smoke, there is fire. And as the kids say, this movie is fire. I don't even want to beat around the bush. It is so great. I kind of want to get off on another tangent for a second and say, as you can guess, maybe or maybe not by the print, Eternal Sunshine is my favorite movie of all time. Period. No bones about it. It's just my favorite movie ever. I'm not saying it's number 2, but pretty much in the same vein. Parasite, for the same reason that Eternal Sunshine is my favorite movie ever. If you ever want to ask about a masterclass of a film, watch this movie. I know I haven't taken it out of the plastic wrap yet. And that's not like, oh, it's a collectible. I literally just bought it yesterday just because I wanted to add it to my collection. I've wanted to add this movie to my collection for so long. It gets me hyped up so much. I saw it twice, I believe, in one day. And it's not a short movie either. It's like 2 hours, 15 minutes, something like that. But it blends genres together so well. The acting is so good. The directing is so clean. The cinematography just... The more I talk about this movie, the more it becomes one of my favorites. I'm geeking out over Parasite. Thank you, Bong Joon Ho, for this movie. I love this movie so much. It competed in a year that was tough to compete with. You had Joker, you had 1917, you had Marriage Story, and all of them were great, but this one, just like I said, just had so many genres in it, so many tones that mesh together so well. It has so much to say, and it's not even in America. It shows that so many cultures go through the same issues of social class, and it tells it in an endearing but also eerie and haunting way. This movie goes straight up screwball comedy to a thriller halfway through, and you can't even really distinguish where it goes from a comedy to a thriller. I have to give this a 5 out of 5. But you know what? Heavy never mind. Mic drop.